G'day race fans, it's Adrian here. Welcome back to Just a Ride. If you love it, go and put a ring on it. I have a new ring. I's gonna put it on that. Let's go, shall we? Ooh, she's a gusher. Hopefully the radiator cap undoing made sense now, right? It's about the pressure, people. The pressure, yeah? Doot. How can I get into that? Ignition, if I can get it undone. I hate these things. How do they bloody work? There you go, ignition. And carburation. Gotcha. Righto, I'll take the carb and the clutch off. All right, slave cylinder for the clutch. Hydraulic, yeah, that's KTM, baby. We're all class here, don't worry about that. Actually, that's not gonna come off until the chain moves. I've got a pinch point there, but it's ready to go when I am. Just get off. I know you want to. There you go. Ooh. Carburetor. So I've got the rear wheel out. I've got the pivot point swing arm. I've got that out as well, and the swing arm is just pulled back out of the way, helping with the strap. I've just got all my rear brake, neck, and crap attached to the swing arm, so it ain't gonna come all the way out the bike. And all I need to do is just drop it out of the way, because it does, it mounts the engine, does the swing arm pivot point, plus a few other points here. So they're all loose. Let's get them out and get this donk on the table. Gotta love Kickstarter. It's the best thing right now. You kind of use it to leverage. I ain't going anywhere before I disconnect these little spade connectors. Now I'm ready to go. Ooh. Come here, don't get caught around that. Righto. Let's get this thing on that little stand that I made for the motard. I forgot to do a bloody oil change when it was in the bike still. So here I am, dumping oil on the bench. I'm just going to catch that crush washer. So this is 750 mil, something like that, of oil. I'm just going to drop it on the ground. I don't care, whatever. Let's make a puddle. I'm tough. See how I roll. Ready? So I know too well I could have taken the head off the bike. Oh, sorry, taken the head off the engine in the bike. But I just hate being cramped for bloody room. And I'd much rather just spend a little bit more time taking the donk out of the frame and be able to access every angle of the engine to do this ring change. That looks nice. There is a bit of crap. Nice. Happy with that. Let's get that piston up a little higher, shall we? Nice. Alright, I've got to get these side covers off to get to the four 13mm bolts that hold the head on. I shall do that. Yeah, it's so easy doing it backhand because of you bastards there. Oh, this circlip is just designed by Hitler himself. Absolute bugger. Needle nose. Come on. Get in there. Okay. Ooh, ooh. So don't want to drop this or break it. Oh, have a go at him. Little multi-dimensional bloody thing that it is. But it holds this little actuating arm onto the power valves. So now the head is disconnected, apart from the, like I said, the four, what are they? 13s? Hey, nice and easy to get to, this guy. Hang on, that's tightening, you idiot. Loosen it. Without knocking the engine case. Oh. The other one on this other side is nowhere near as hard to get to as that one. There we go. There we go. A little bit more. Yeah, I definitely had noticed the compression on this was lacking when I was building the 250 motard. I hope you're still digging that, Mick, eh? Yeah, when I was building the motard, obviously almost the same engine, and I did rings and all the rest of it on that bike, and you'd kick that thing over, and then you'd come over and kick this thing over, and go, Jesus Christ, this is limp wristed. So it's time for rings, just lack of compression. Probably if I were a smart bugger, would have done a compression test with the old rings in and then a compression test with the new ring just to verify. But I didn't, because I'm not a smart bugger. Right? Rise, my pretty, rise. There we go. Cool. Oh, yeah. Freshly knicker sealed, only 38 hours ago, and it's still gorgeous. Righto, let's get that there. Okay, here we are. God, there's a lot of dirt around here that I do not want to fall into the engine. What I probably should do is just chock the bloody area with the rags, so none of the crap gets in there, and I don't have to split the bloody bottom end. Okay. One ring. Okay, just give them a little bit of a wipe around that engine block to ensure that none of that dirt gets in there. And here is my new ring. Letters up. We see that there's a little see the N on this side here. So I'm told, with some assurance, that the numbers and the letters always go up. I have a little pin here that is going to locate this ring when it seats. Actually, there's a way, isn't there? There's a way, there's a way. Is this the way? I know there's a fancy way to put a ring on. You just sort of fold it in. And I'm not that smart. How we are. Don't worry, I'll edit this bit out. It's all good. Like that. There you go. Sweet. All right, it goes around to there. Lovely. I'll just ram those rags in and I'll slip the head back on and it'll be all fine. Bullshit, I'm gonna clean the hell out of that first. That's a right state, isn't it? So that's pretty much it though. That's the ring on the piston. Giving the infected area a bit of a wipe down. There we go. This is a little dance about those two lugs there and that little collar there and what you're trying to dance to. And once you compress that ring and get those three tabs located, it just falls into place over the engine studs. Just pulling up that piston and that is sliding through the barrel really clean. Tells me that the ring didn't jag. So I measured the top dead center in relation to the top of the cylinder, and it seemed sweet. I mean, there was no reason for it to change. I just did a rings, right? So But it's always nice to make that measurement, even if it is just to put that on to ensure that something hasn't moved or changed. So I've got my, you better not be, oh no, don't be. Is it happening? It's happening. Yep. That ain't getting tighter, kids. Oh. All right. Is there a panic button? Hit it. Shit. All right. So 25 foot-pounds is what this is set to. But one gets the impression that this guy right here can just keep on turning. Shit. This might just turned into a heli-coil video. Okay. Head is off. Head is back off, I should say. That's the offending hole. And I pulled that out. Yes, that's the thread that belongs in there. So it's a helicoil. I've had a helicoil in there before. It's happened. You know, I have had this happen. These threads, they just pull out of this aluminum cast, you know. So right now, it's, do I give that a crack myself or do I take that to a machine shop? I'm leaning towards the professional, just quietly. So what was going to be an in and out job, just get these rings done, sorted. Might be a bit longer. Oh well. It's mechanics, right? I'm shitting myself, guys. Sit rep. That is the piece of aluminium cast that came out of the cylinder head. Yes, a little bit of prep work's going on. I'm in two minds here. That's obviously the that's the offending hole that came out of. Do I? For the uninitiated, this is a helicoil set. So, you know, it literally has, you know, a little thread. So you drill a hole, you tap a hole, you get one of these little helicoils, you put it in with this tool here, and then you break the tongue or the tab off for the helicoil that you use to insert it with that tool. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the helicoil. That's the piece of aluminium cast that I bloody well just tore out of it. So, I've done a helicoil before, but it was just on a simple bodywork fastener, like there wasn't much to lose, you know. There's everything to lose here. That's a 23-year-old 2-stroke cylinder head that has got Nickersil plating in it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And if I make that mistake, I don't know, I'm just gonna sit on this a little longer. Do I? Dun, dun, dun! Whew. Here we go. It's now or never, right? So the level, I need to get this absolutely true. Lovely. Okay. Okay. Le tap. I did go back and make that hole just another couple of mil deeper off camera. Couldn't be asked to turn it on, to be honest. But you got the gist of it, right? Obviously, I've got a threshold that I cannot go beyond in this particular cut. This is making sure, you know, when I was drilling, I can go beyond the threshold, and also when I'm tapping, I can't go beyond the threshold. But from my calculations, it's pretty much the thread. But my intent is, ideally, I'd stop after I still see a couple of threads. So I've got a bit to go. I just want to triple check, you know. So my understanding is, you know, burr a bit of a ways down. Let's plug it the other way. Burr a bit of a way down and then break off the chad, I think it's called. That's obviously why the tool has 4 recessed positions to snap the chad off and not have it mess with the internal, you know, don't bind it up. Let's just have a little look here. I'm gonna come all the way out. That's nice. You've obviously got to go a bit deeper than you want because of the, you know, the chamfered edge on this tool. You know, you got to get a bit going before it actually starts working for you. It feels nice though when it's cutting. Oh yeah, it feels good. So throughout this day and this experience, which was meant just to be put the ring on and be done with it, this has turned into a pretty scary thing. Like I said, I've done a helicoil before, but never in a cylinder head where there's lots to lose. I've had a bit of support from a good buddy who just tells me trust the process. So it's like, yeah, man, I feel you, bro. Thanks for your advice there, my friend. Yeah, I want to grab a couple more threads and have a look at it. It's starting to bind more than it was earlier. pretty good. Where's that helicoil? All right, I think that is the that's the tapping process. Now this helicoil sits inside the threads that I've just made on the cast aluminium head. The very expensive cast aluminium head. All right, I'm gonna hit the pause button. And mind you too, this is all, I'm in no rush here. This is just a lazy Saturday. Like I said, wanted to do rings, turned into this bloody saga, the Tappan helicoil saga, which I am not rushing, let me tell ya. The helicoil is in. And see that? It's so I'll be honest, that's now my second helicoil that I've ever installed. Like I said, the first one was a frame fastening on the on Audrey, the CB125, and it was really easy and simple. It was old chunky steel. This thing was aluminium, and yeah, I just did the helicoil insertion. So for those that don't know, it's a case of this tool here with the gap in it corresponds to a little tongue on the helicoil. So it goes in there, you just drive it in with the on the threads that you've tapped, and then it goes into place. You pull this tool back out of that little tongue, and then this guy is the smasher. It comes through and it knocks that tongue off, and it's in your bloody interest, especially it being a cylinder head, to retrieve that little tongue, which I have done. That thing right there has been got, and it's not in the engine, so I'm happy. Just a little test. This is a cylinder head cap bolt, and it's a bloody dream. Yeah, okay. So like I said, the video is the video was going to be called two-stroke piston rings. It's now going to be called helicoil insertion. Get in there. Job's a good one. Ta-da! The job's done. Yeah, the first time I've ever helicoiled somewhere so bloody important and specific. You know, there was no margin for error. There was no blowing a hole through it. There was no having another crack at it. Because once you start inserting the actual helicoil, you know, there's no real resistance. It's sliding through on the threads that you've made with the previous tap, but there is no coming back out. Absolutely no reverse, only forward. So you want to be pretty damn confident once you start driving it into the cylinder head that you're deep enough and you know all the margins have been allowed for. Yeah, so isn't that fun? Here is the actual cast alloy that come out of the head. It was actually on the fastening, you know, when I started to, you know, you can feel it, can't you? You know, when you pop, when you go through that, you just go, whoop, threaded that bad boy. So top end done, helicoiled head, and she runs. Yeah, that was just a little bit of maintenance that I wanted to do for a while now. Like I said, you know, when I was building the two-stroke motard, which was an almost identical, right? to that, and I did that engine, you know, actually gave a new piston as well, new piston and rings and bottom end, all the rest of it. But you could feel the difference between its high compression and this thing's old compression, low compression, I should say. So that was, I knew too well that it was a set of rings. They had done like maybe 20 hours, I think, that ring. So, yeah, it goes, new one was in. I was sitting on a spare one anyway. So that cost me absolutely $0. That was just stuff that was in the garage. So it was nice to have got it done. And yeah, kicked it over. There's no coolant pissing out of the head where I've done my helicoil, so that tells me it's sandwiched and compressed sufficiently. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Be safe, be happy.